because she gets irritated. Whatever irritates Kym, I like to do.
Funny mamas.
So
Too funny mamas.
Hey, everybody, Kym.
I'm sorry, girl. I was looking at the Uber Lyft person trying to.
I'm not doing this with you. I'm not. I can't. I won't.
Hey, y'all, how y'all doing? Welcome to Two Funny Mamas. I'm Kym Whitley, and that right there is my girl, Sherri Shepherd. Okay.
How come it's that right there instead of this
right.
person?
I did say that right there. Okay.
I think that light is too right back there.
You don't want that one.
Yeah, maybe we should just turn it
There's a
on.
halo on your hair. You look godly, angel-like.
Because I am.
Oh, no, not the nasty stuff you've been talking on your show. You are not.
I'm so not nasty.
Oh, yeah.
Really? Let me pull up a couple episodes of the Sherri Shepherd show.
Have you been watching?
Yes, and usually, and I don't usually watch like talk shows, but yours is kind of addicting. The outfits, I want to see what you're wearing. I want to see what you're going to talk about because you don't do a lot of hot topics, but you tell stories. And
would you like me to do more hot topics?
No, I didn't say change. See, this is the problem. I said I liked it. Then I start telling what I like, and then you say, would you like me? And it's something that had nothing to do with what I just said.
Well, because you have a big effect on the show, especially because you're going to be coming on a lot. So
she tried to get me to New York, y'all. This is her ploy to get me to move to New York. She thinks she's slick. I'm from Cleveland. I don't need that weather.
I want you to move to New York, you and Joshua, and maybe Andre. If he's
right, we have to bring Andre.
You got to bring Andre's working on world dominion, domination. But my goal is to get you to New York. It doesn't work.
I could put the ring light on.
Yeah.
No, it's okay.
That. What wall is that? Is that Edie's wall?
I'm in Edie's office.
I like that blue.
This is wallpaper.
That's wallpaper? Mm-hmm. That's the color blue I was talking about for your green wall. Take that little piece of wall. Edie, you got some extra wallpaper.
Our set design, Michael.
They printed it on a printer here.
What?
I know. Yes, we're gonna try to do that color.
I like that color. Did you just put? This is the problem with people being on a talk show. She's used to 100,000 lights in her face. You put her back on our small but successful podcast, and now it's not bright enough for her. If you pick up one more light and put it in your face.
Look at Edie turning on lights and everything.
It was just fine.
Okay, let me turn off the light. Let me go back to regular.
It was just fine. You all are so good to be on here and talk to everybody. Hey, Chris.
What's up, Kym? Sherri, how's it going?
I missed you. Oh, Chris, I'm so sorry. Hey,
No,
Chris.
finish what you were saying.
Look at my.
Were you saying you missed me?
No, not you.
Damn.
No, this is what's so funny. If I take off this hat, the hair will come off with it.
No, go French. Do a French beret with the wig. Do it to the side.
If I
when
do
you
that,
sit to that wig to the side,
the wig is falling off with the hat.
You got to pull the wig forward and then put the hat on.
No, I'm not. If I pull this up,
that's oui, Paris. Oh, good grief!
Oh, man.
Now put the hat on, dude. Okay. Now you look like Walking Dead lady.
Oh, that is hilarious.
Shout out to Michonne.
Okay, now pull it to the oui, Paris. Yes. Now you look like one of the Mary Jane girls. In my house.
This ain't right. Dara's like, that ain't right at all.
Your lighting's going haywire.
You gotta say your whole name like Lisa Ray?
Dear Joy.
Dear Joy is your first name. That is the first name.
Yes, ma'am.
Or did you make that up? Is your name? That's because
my
your
middle name is Joy.
Your middle name is Joy. So if I told people call me Kym Elizabeth, you call me Kym Elizabeth.
Kimmy Beth.
Yeah. Okay.
You look very pretty.
You were sweet. I don't think the side French thing worked.
Well, before we get into
looks better than what it was. Oh, the youngin said it looks better.
before we get into, so I just want to make a comment. Chris, I need you to play something for me. And hello, Chris Denman.
Yes. Oh, you ain't wore your hair like that. I like that hair. Go ahead. All right.
You know what Gary with the T called me? He said I look like Mary Wilson from the Supremes.
Oh, not. Don't spit that out.
You didn't say that.
That looked great. Yeah, that light looks great. He sure did. He said I look like Mary Wilson from the Supremes. He said that's the way Mary Wilson always wore her hair. But
well, at least they call you Marva Staples. Mavis Staples. That's what John would call me when I wear a wig like that. He was like, Mavis Staples.
Mavis Staples. That's such that's just so disrespectful.
It's so disrespectful.
I have to say I'm going to my second week for the Sherri show. And you blessed me to have really, really knock it out the box ratings, Kym, when you appeared on the show. The ratings were through the roof. Everybody was raving about you. I said, what about me? What about me?
That doesn't sound like you, Sherri.
No, I said it a little bit more forcefully. Like, what about me?
It was that skirt and that jean top you had on.
No, you knocked it out the box, my friend. The ratings were through the roof. And so I want to say thank you, Kym. So much so the audience loves you and they want you back. They want you back. So we just have some ideas.
Hold up. Y'all not in LA. That's across the country. You're not even in the middle of the country.
So
I have to fly a plane.
Yes. And they think they're trying to get you over at the Talk. See, they're trying to make you a regular on the Talk. That's not going to happen. If I got to call Cheryl Underwood myself, that's not going to happen.
Me and Cheryl tight.
I need you to move to New York. Yeah. You're not tight like me and you. And I need you to come to New York.
Might get tight because you left me and went to New York. I told Cheryl, I was like, what you doing? You want to go on a girls trip? So me and Cheryl going to start hanging.
Sherri, do you want to see what Kym does with her new best friend, Andre, while she's watching your show?
Yeah, I would like to get a little picture of how Kym, what she does when she watches.
Would you like this to be full? I think we're going to go full screen because of the way it is. So just a heads up, we'll play this. Go ahead.
Who got this?
So before you play it, can I say something, Chris?
Mm-hmm.
They're trying different camera angles. And so some of the camera angles made my hands look a little bit larger than they normally are. They made my arm look a little bit larger. So this is why I'm very thankful that my friends such as Kym Whitley, Niecy, Garcelle will look and call me and say, friend, this is what's going on. Text me, friend, this is what's going on. I didn't quite get there.
I don't never put friend in front of it. I'd be like, hey, don't do that again.
Okay, well, that's not what you said. So I want Chris to show what I got.
What is that?
That arm got long and that hand got big.
No, that ain't my TV. Is that arm, John? Change that camera immediately.
You got every man hand.
Oh my God, stop it.
That's like a catcher's mitt.
Look at it. Okay, John, fix that. Look at it. Fix that hand. Jesus, stop it. Sherri, stop it. Okay, I gotta stop it. I can't take it.
My mom texted me about that.
Oh God, that was one of our best laughs. Oh my God. I'm sorry, Sherri. Every time you put your hand down, Andre was going, ooh, ooh. I was saying it was the funniest, and that was Amy. She was crying, so she was laughing, she was crying. She couldn't even talk because your hand was so big, and Andre kept making sound effects. I'm sorry, it was hysterical.
So you didn't hear now one thing I said on Hot Topics.
Sherri, I don't think anybody heard you that day. Everyone was tweeting about it. It was hilarious. I'm sorry. I know they should have, the cameraman saw that. They saw that big old giant swollen arm hand. I don't know.
Norman Baker, who works on Wendy's show, he was one of the producers. He's now a producer on Sherri's show. He said my hands look like Wreck-It Ralph.
It was ridiculous, Sherri.
I'm going to call Cheryl and tell her if she thinks she's going to take you away from me, she's sadly mistaken. I'm going to let you know this now. I can't take it. I can't have it. And I'm a very jealous and territorial person.
You are very jealous and territorial, but come on, you're in New York. This is the second time you left me. How many times do you think somebody gonna let you just keep leaving them? You know, friends are whispering in my ear. You know, Sherri left you once. Remember that, honey. Went right over to that dude. She did, and now look at her again. You gonna take her back? Mm-hmm.
Who said that to you? Who said that to you? That sounds like Caroline Ray.
Like Caroline did, but Caroline, Sherri is one to leave for a job, honey. Sorry, Kim. I know you heartbroken, but
yeah, I know that's Caroline Ray. Oh my goodness. Well, girl, we've been gone. We've been gone a couple weeks, and I want to say thank you to all of our Two Funny Mamas fans for watching Sherri and for supporting me. You don't even know understand how much I appreciate you, because we've been getting really extremely high ratings. I got to tell you something. Can I tell you something? Something that's unheard of is the ratings for LA. I went up 700% over my lead-in. The news show that leads
LA,
in.
Good Day LA.
No, is that on Fox?
LA, yeah, it's good. Something LA, yeah, because the girls is girls, and they always say, now it's Sherri, and they have all got little itty bitty dresses on.
Well, it went up 700% in the 25 to 54 women on Fox in LA. And in New York, it's the #1 syndicated talk show in daytime. So in Cleveland, I think I'm #2.
So send me my check.
Well, I'm splitting it between you and David Arnold because he's from Cleveland too. All right.
That's true. Okay, that was a good comeback.
So to segue into it, we weren't doing the show for 2 weeks. It was a lot going on because of the very untimely, tragic passing of our friend, your brother from another mother, David Arnold. It really took everybody by surprise, and
it shook.
It shook. It was devastating. And I'm gonna let you take over, Kym.
No, I was just gonna say it shook the foundation of all of us, let alone his girls and his family, but his ones that are his friends, people his age. Usually, not usually, but when people get sick, you're kind of, okay. But when someone who works out every day, eats right, living their life, and they just fall out and they're gone, and they are the breadwinner of the family, and it shakes the foundation. And it shook it for me, but I think for the comedy community, I think it really shook us because he was on such a trajectory of success. He was on the pinnacle of stardom. And that, I think it just took our breath away because he has worked so hard for the last 2 years, hard work, where it paid off. Like, he get in your face, let me do this, I got a show, I'm doing it. He did all of this because he didn't have an agent. Let's remember this. When he started, he did a lot of this work on his own. So when you see somebody work so hard and I'm talking about, had a 15-city tour planned, Carnegie Hall in October, 2 Netflix specials, and just did a movie with Will Packer. There's so many other things. You see that, and he did all that within 2 years, that he just was on. I think that's what really made us go, if that can happen to him, How
It made you. I think it made you go really look at how short life is and it not being promised. But it was so devastating. You were absolutely right, because I remember when we talked to each other, because you were with David, and I couldn't stop crying, and you were crying, and it was just like, not David. I think that's what everybody was saying, not David.
Not David.
Because and that's what everybody kept saying, he was right there on the cusp, and he had worked so hard. Like, when people talk about David Arnold, it's nothing fake. It's like they knew he was a hard worker. David was always in the comedy clubs. You talking about a pure stand-up? He was always in the comedy clubs. He was always, if David thought it, he wrote it. David, I remember years ago, we were on the plane going to Essence Festival, Kym. And David was really in an unhappy place. He was, and I'm not saying he was doing well. He was writing for Fuller House. He was a writer. He was a head writer, but he really wanted to be in front of the camera. He really wanted to be, but he was an amazing writer. And I remember him saying, he had a sitcom that I think BET was supposed to pick up, and then the project fell through, and it just was devastating for him. And he was really depressed. And I said to him, David, go back to your gift. Like, you used to make these videos that were so funny. And Janet Jackson, we had an experience with Janet Jackson on the plane. Her son was crying nonstop. And so David made this video, very simple. And I remember reposting it, but people liked it so much, Kym. And you reposted it, and he started getting more and more followers. And I remember that first video, he said, "God damn." And I said, David, that's like your catchphrase, God damn. I can't even do it the way David does it. And he kept making these videos. He kept getting more followers. More celebrities were reposting those videos because they were everyday videos that people could relate to. He would say, remember, Kym, he would say in those videos, go get yourself something called marriage. It ain't for the weak. And
it ain't for the weak.
And people picked up on just, David made regular life, he made it bigger than life, but people related to him. As a married man, as a father, his daughters became stars in this video. And then I got to give you your flowers, because y'all was so close. And I remember you and David were on the road for 2 years with your He Say, She Say comedy tour. And y'all don't even know. Kym, I would always say to Kym, why are you doing this tour? It's not like you're making all of this money. You tired all the time. You falling asleep while we're doing Tom Joyner. And you would always say, it's helping David. This is getting David the exposure. And because the comedy clubs wouldn't book David to headline.
Sure
they wouldn't do it. So Kym
they wouldn't book him feature. They just wouldn't. They didn't know him.
They didn't know David. And Kym, because Kym is a name, she dedicated 2 years of her life to going on the road with David. And being tired, she took everybody, and they would do a show. Kym would get up. She would go first. David would actually headline, knock it out the park, get on Kym to be better. They had amazing, like y'all.
Wait, let me explain to y'all why, because people in the club always wanted to know that. Why is David, they would look, I said, because I would tell them after I did my set, I said, because you know me and you don't know him. I said, and I'm the Diana Ross, and that's my Michael Jackson. I said, I'm here to introduce you to the funny of David Arnold. And that's how I would bring him up on stage. I said, you don't know him now, but when you leave, you're going to want to know him more.
You're going to want to know him more. And y'all, after David finished, you both would get on stage. You both, that's what inspired me to say, Kym, let us get on stage. But you and David would get on stage, and it was he say, she say. And you two were hilarious. And you always, and I remember we were in the same town one time, and David was always frustrated because he was like, Kym doing this, she ain't coming to breakfast. We've been here 45 minutes at Cracker Barrel. She ain't coming. And I go, no, we got to wait for Kym. Kym ain't coming. And you saunter in 45 minutes later, and we had the most fun. And
we had so much fun.
Him doing that for David, the club started booking him on his own as a headliner. And he got a tour together because he wanted a special. So he put his own tour together, was doing these videos, getting followers, more followers, getting branding deals for his videos and his family, writing. And he had all of these dreams. So this is the thing that was like going to birth all of the other dreams. And Kym put money behind his first comedy special called Fat Ballerina. If you've never seen it, go see it. They're both from Cleveland. And so he filmed it. Was it at the Cleveland Improv, Kym?
Yep, and it's on it was his first Netflix special. Fat Ballerina.
You're named as, I don't know, executive producer on the thing. But you believed in David so much, because we can't get no money out of Kym. She asked 101 million questions when you're trying to borrow money from her. But
the catering discussion at the live show.
When I tell you, when I ordered a caterer that was too expensive for our funny moms,
we ever got our check, but go ahead.
You didn't pick up the check from the Laugh Factory.
I gotta see. I gotta ask. I gotta talk to Siobhan. Somebody, Edie, Siobhan, somebody. Okay.
Somebody didn't embezzle the money by now, Kym.
Okay.
Kym produced David's special, and it did extremely well because he then went to Netflix and sold it to Netflix. And then from there, he got his agent, he got his he got another comedy tour together where he went on the road, and it was selling out. Then he created That Girl Lele with Will Packer, and then stuff just started happening. And everybody was happy for David because everybody knew how hard David worked.
How hard he worked, yeah.
It was that
nothing
simple.
Was handed to him. Nothing was handed to him.
Nothing. And then he was getting his health together. And remember when David came on in that birthday present he gave Julie, his wife?
A beautiful
30, an entire wardrobe for a whole year. All of the designer bags. Remember we was teasing David because David was making his money, but he was cheap.
He was cheap.
And David called each of us and said, hey, Sherri, this is David. It's Julie's birthday. And she wants a designer bag. So I know you got some in your closet. Can you give me one of your used designer bags? And I said, David. Actually, I said N-word. I know you not getting it. Well, I don't want it to be used, but I know you got some with the tickets, the tags still attached, Sherri. So stop playing around.
No, it was ridiculous. It was ridiculous.
But he did. And you laugh. I used to always say, David, I can't stand you, but I love you so much. I can't stand you. I love you.
I know. That is so funny. And you know what? I do have to give a tip and bow my hat to Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart always believed in David. So every project, and, Kevin put his name behind David. So it really pushed him and to get the Netflix special, to get the agents and everything, because he was another believer in David. So I
think people that, when you came in contact with David, you just believed in him. And then it was so, we got to know Julie. We got to know Anna Grace.
Yeah.
We got to know, is it Ashlyn? Miss Witt?
Oh, wow. It was my ringer off? I hope not again. I'm looking at the Laugh Factory said they having a fundraiser this weekend. I'm like,
For what, for David?
They must be. They just, sorry. I was like, what? I think we just said their name and that's what.
They're having
they have a fundraiser for Karen Bass. Okay.
They're having a fundraiser to pay you guys, or what? How's that work?
No, for Karen Bass.
No, I'm joking. Hey, can I share something with you?
Y'all make sure y'all vote for Karen Bass Friday at 7.
Sherri, Kym, you all were dealing with obviously horrific news. I want to shout out Key for putting this together. You all have had David on the show a bunch, and he was a big part of it. He was always brought up as have him fill in for Sherri, do all these things. Everybody always wanted those things. So we put together a compilation video of his appearances. And I just think this is a wonderful tribute. So I wanted to share this because I know you two have been busy. This video of David's appearances is now your second most viewed video on the channel. 200,000 views and counting. Lots of great comments. I'm going to read a couple if you don't mind.
Okay.
From Beatrice, I found out about David A. Arnold through his podcast. I could not get enough of him. He was amazing. Sad, but we celebrate his art. He was an amazing man. My condolences to his family and friends. So many great comments from Marie. Says, love David Arnold. To Keisha, sending his wife, daughters, all my love. I won't go too deep into it, but everybody's saying the same thing. Thanking you all for kind of shining that light. And then him for, you talk about it, Sherri, for stepping up when the light was on him. He delivered every single time. And I think that's just proof to it. So shout out to the Two Funny Mamas fans for all the love you showed David.
Kym is so good because of David Arnold, because he pushed her so hard.
True.
To get on that stage and really commit Kym. You could see David's handprint all over your material and your ass where he slapped your butt so much to get on that stage and do the act right.
Can we acknowledge how funny a call would be from David A. Arnold if he found out that his video was the biggest video on your channel? I can't stop hearing that in my head.
Let me tell you who arrogant up in heaven right now. I knew it.
Chris, I told you.
They don't want to give me the props.
They don't want to give me the credit. Credits, bitches. We used to say that.
Credits, bitches. When I tell you, David Arnold had a very wicked sense of humor. And thank you, Chris, for putting up the tribute video because, especially Kym, because that's literally her brother.
Absolutely.
Was just in no place to do a podcast. But I went through because I started seeing people text like different encouraging words that David had sent to them on their cell phone, Kym. So I scrolled to all my messages because David would text me late at night. We'd have late night talks and discussions. And the thing I loved about David was he had the most wicked, sinful sense of humor. Don't you agree, Kym? Like David he could go there. And so I said, I'm going to post one of our texts of him encouraging me. I couldn't find one. There was even one text. He was like, Sherri, I'm asleep. Don't bother me with this bullshit. And I remember saying, you know what? I can't stand you, David. We was in Martha's Vineyard. And I asked him, I was like, can you come back so we can go grab something? He said, I'm in bed with my wife. I'm not coming out for no hoes. And I was like, first of all, I'm not a hoe, David. He said it's subjective. I'm not coming out for hoes. And he said, don't bother me with this. I'm in bed with my wife, Sherri. But it was like, as I scroll through all of David's texts and us just cracking up and laughing, and when there was one, I'll share it later because it's so crazy. But I told him, Kym, I said, David, you better be careful because me and Kym will take your wife from you. He laughed so hard. I said, you better be careful because he kept telling me I had osteoporosis. And I said, you better watch it. My osteoporosis, me and Kym will come get Julie and have us screaming so loud.
Oh.
We'll have us screaming so loud, she'll never want to come back to you, David. He said, well, you don't have to worry about that, Sherri, because I'll be right there. And when I tell you, and I don't say, and this is in the most loving way, like, that's what I miss about my friend. Those midnight texts where it was just crazy. It was foolishness. And David had even said he was going to go on the road with us with Two Funny Mamas.
Yes,
and
we
had to go soon because we needed to get him before he really got big and got a big head.
Changed his number, right?
And changed his number. Because, David will tell you in a minute, Kym, when you ask him to help you, I'm doing 5 shows. I'm writing on 5 shows right now. I've got my show. I'm doing my show with Kevin Hart. I've got, if you know that woman named Lena Waithe. I've got 5. I don't have time to.
Did I ever tell you all that we had a few discussions about a podcast with him me and him talking. here's one of the texts. I explained the process and how this works. And I said, yeah, we just, we invoice for hours and monthly. Not, Kym, not a question of, oh, that makes sense. Or, yeah, I respect the work that you all would be putting in and the stuff that I wouldn't have to do. It was, why would it take hours? And what is the rate? And then and he's like, I'll get back to you. But he would always laugh about that because he was on his game, but he paid attention to stuff. So the guy still, he'll always crack everybody up.
Oh no, this is interesting. When we were just talking about that, I was on my Instagram because I had put up that, that video of him, but it's like over 2,300 something comments. So I haven't been able to go through all the comments, but I just scrolled real one. And this was interesting. We said that, and no one has said this, but it's called His Baby Girl LAKF. All people need is support and someone to believe in them. You were all of that to him. It says, thank you for sacrificing to make sure his gifts and happy were shared with all of us. Be encouraged by who you were to and for him. Okay. Talk, Sherri.
Well, I need you to cry. You were that for David. And the one thing that I said to you is David loved you, Kym. He even said it at the end of the video. He said, this one right here, we always gonna be together.
He did.
David always defended you. He was your protector. No matter how many words y'all had, and y'all just y'all knew each other on such a deep level, you and David. And he was truly your brother. And I have to say, he loved you, Kym.
Yeah, that was my boy.
You knew how much Kym Whitley meant to David Arnold. And I always said, why y'all never got together? He'd have killed you.
Kym told the story.
David, I could have never been Julie. Never.
We always talked about that. And it was just like the love you and David have for each other. You should have a friendship so strong. You really should have a friendship so strong like that. And it truly is, David, you have left us physically, but we are so left, the comedy community, your family, your friends. It is literally, it's a hole. Yeah. This one hurts. It leaves a lot of us who don't question going, why? What is the lesson here?
I really think one thing it made me look at is, what do you do with that dash? The dash between the day you're born and the day you die. But not even that. What do you do every day? Like he did something every day. What do you do? We don't know. You really don't know. And he worked for these last 2 years to get where he is,
Hard. He worked hard.
So
unbelievably impressive. I'm sorry to interrupt. It just unbelievably impressive.
His family was number one on his mind all the time. His girls, his wife. I remember when David showed us the house. And this wasn't the house.
And that was going to be wrecked after the Porsche. You knew that was coming.
You knew he showed us the mansion he was going to buy. Yep. And I remember I said, David, it's so far out. Who gonna come? He said, nobody. I'm not inviting anybody over to my place. You're not invited. And I was like, I hate you. I love you so much. I'm coming. But even the things that he was going to buy, you wished him well because, like I said, David always had the reputation of working hard. There was one thing he said, I remember it was to Corey Holcomb, I believe, Kym. They had words at the Laugh Factory. And Corey wanted to fight David.
Oh, no.
They had a little beef going.
They had a little beef going. They squashed it. But he wants to fight Corey outside. He wants to fight David outside. And David said, I'm not fighting you. I have a mortgage. I have a wife and kids. I'm not fighting you, Corey. It was like literally. I said, only David could put it that way as how dumb fighting is. I got bills to pay.
Right, I got kids.
Fighting you.
Nobody fighting.
He just We love you, David Arnold.
Yeah. We love you, David Arnold. We do. It's more information to come. Hopefully we'll be able to live stream his service for people or a celebration of life. And we'll get that information to people.
Yeah. What do you think David up there doing?
I can't, girl. That's hard to even.
Trouble.
Just no. He mad because his kitchen is a mess right now. It just
David. You don't like everybody in this house. David get irritated if somebody use all the ice.
Yes, he mad.
Somebody eating kitchen counters.
Girl, you don't understand. I was over there and they said, yeah, Dave was mad. Girl, he bought that $2,000, $3,000 refrigerator. Girl, guess what the thing that's broken on it? The ice machine.
What? Let me tell you about David and his ice maker.
Ooh, if I would have known that, I wish I'd have called him and said, I know you over there losing your mind.
All these people in my house.
Yeah, and all the people in his house. Losing his
David
mind.
Was
right
very. That's why we said we couldn't be married to you, David.
No, he was too controlling.
They was
and picky.
Too bossy.
Too much. I can't. The thought of it is scary. But
I'm just his jokes was so you can remember bits of David's joke. My favorite ones when he said marriage. It ain't for the weak. It's like let the cage come down, let the death match begin. That's how he compared marriage. He used to do bits that I would be at the Laugh Factory or the other comedy clubs, and I just used to love to watch David. And I'd say, David, I'm scared to do this bit, and he'd say, Sherri, you just got to do it. And one time David did some new material. And it was just silence. And I said, David, how do you do it when it's just, they're not laughing? He said, you have to own the silence. He said, just get up there and own the silence. So he was watching me. I got up on stage. They didn't laugh at nothing because he kept saying, you got to do new material. Didn't laugh at nothing. And I said, David, I'm owning the silence. He said, no, you bombed. You bombed. I said, I can't stand you. I love you so much. Ooh, that was the hardest thing to work through, them not laughing. He said, you have to remember, Sherri, every time you get on stage, it's going to be more laughter, more laughter. You gotta get the courage to work it out.
And one thing he taught me is that when they're silent, they're listening. That's one thing he reminded me, that they're listening. And so I said, that is so true.
So thank you guys, everybody who our followers who follow Two Funny Mamas, for going to David's to watch his Netflix specials. It Ain't for the Weak is his latest one, and also Fat Ballerina. And please support the show that he created and was the head writer for, which is That Girl Lele, because a lot of stuff is based on his family, and you can see his daughters in as extras. I believe, was it Anna Grace who's going to be like a regular?
Anna Grace has a reoccurring part on there.
Kym has a recurring on there. And Kym complained the whole time.
This year, remember when I didn't say what I had, but remember I had the vid? So I was about to shoot That Girl Lele. And I think, and I look at this, how God was probably protecting me because I hadn't spent any time with David. I have not seen David in months. I talked to him, but I hadn't seen him. And I was supposed to go do That Girl Lele. And I got something that you can't go to work with. And I had to be at work on Monday. And I called David on Thursday. I was like, Thursday morning, 6 a.m. I was like, got this little result. I'm not going to be able to come in. He was like, what? Now, they had written this whole script. So, table read on Friday, you work on Monday. He said, I swear, David was like, you think you'll be all right by Monday? I said, that's 3 days. He was like, are you sure? And I literally was trying to count. I was like, okay, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I said, David, they're not going to let me. He was like, I can't believe this. He said, you sure? I said, yeah. I said, I'm over here. Not only did the test, but I was having problems. And they rewrote it. I think they called me and said, we replaced you with a kangaroo. I said, okay. But they were like, you'll be back on. But I can't imagine going back to that set and he's not there. Because when I tell you I didn't listen to him on that set, he would tell me, because he's the executive producer, I was like, I'm going to craft services. Kym, if you don't get over here and get in your place. Yeah, sure. So, and another person who absolutely called me, I couldn't even talk to her, I haven't talked to her because I was like, Kym Fields. She directed some episodes for me. They were very good friends. Yeah, we should talk about something else.
Well, we just want to say.
Yeah, did Chris got a video or something, doesn't he, or no? Am I tripping?
Well,
there was.
He
already played it. Okay, so there's a picture.
It's actually on there. If you want to see it, you can go to it.
Oh,
that's what he's talking about, right, Chris?
Yeah, it's called "We Love You, David." That's Two Funny Mamas, episode number 120. It's a compilation of a couple smart aleck videos he sent you all, some highlights, and then both you hosted with him one-on-one, and then he also stopped by. There was like a group. It was early in the pandemic whenever everybody stopped by Kym's house. Kym, if you want to change the subject, I got something for you.
Okay, wait. Oh, I know you do. Hold on 1 second. Y'all keep talking. Hold on. Sorry.
Let's put Sherri. Let's just go full Sherri. Now, this is what she's used to now, people. She's the star.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, let's go full Sherri. There are some photos. I don't know how long Kym's going to be. Basically, I wanted to know some more about your show behind the scenes, and I don't know how much time you have, but do you have a favorite moment so far?
Danny DeVito is coming on. I'm excited.
That's incredible.
I got to tell you, Kym and I did the segment that we did on my opening show.
Loved it.
Was about my girlfriends. And that was a very highly rated show. Everybody was like, oh, you're going to have a big name celebrity. And I said, no, I'm just having my girlfriends. It was Candy Burris and it was Kym. And when I tell you, y'all, we had to go to all of these different, like locations in New York. We lost Kym about 8 times in 3 locations. Because Kym has ADHD. So she was assigned her own security guard because I told the security guard, you're not going to be able to handle me and Kym. So she had her own security guard. That poor security guard started out with black hair and left with gray hair. Trying to corral my girlfriend, Chris,
yes,
in New York City. She talks to everybody. She takes a picture with everybody. Even though I kept saying, Kym, these people are on the clock, the camera crew, we are permitted. We got to be in this place at this time or we're going to lose it. Isla would look back and go, where is Kym?
Oh, no.
The security guard was like, she was right in front of me. When I tell you Kym, and then we were right by her hotel. So she sends Amy back to the hotel while we're working. And then we had to leave because we had to go to the next location. And Kym was like, well, that's okay. I'll stay here. You can't stay here because you in the scene with me.
That's not how it works.
That's not how it works, Kym. And she was like, well, I don't leave my friends. And I go, but Kym, you are supposed to be here with me. Amy is a +1. She can Uber, and I'm screaming at her in Times Square. Screaming at the top of my lungs at this girl.
I saw Amy in the side shot when you all were running out to those people. I saw Amy. She was in the background when you were running up to the people to do the questions, right?
And Amy told her, Kym, don't send me to the hotel because it's gonna take too long to get your stuff. And Kym was like, no. It's only gonna take 5 minutes. Kym, just because you can see the hotel name doesn't mean it takes 5 minutes. We're in Times Square. You can see the name, but it's a 15-minute walk.
You know what you need? You can pop me on the screen, Andy. I don't know if it's easy. Here's what you need. Okay, so when we did the show in LA, right? Kym had the back issue and she had to have the electronic zzz on everywhere we went. So we go out to dinner for my birthday. We go run around. We go to the Comedy Store. She was limited because she had to have the electronic thing on. So that's what you need. You need to keep her in check.
The little taser.
That's a cell. You need
That's
to have.
what we finally got that scene done. And then she wanted to come over to my place. I have a brownstone.
How's the new place?
The new place is amazing. I love it. I love where I live. It's quiet. I love it. But I said, Kym, it's late. I'm so tired. I'm only going to be over there for a little bit. That girl left about 2 a.m. Now I got to be at work.
Right.
So, and she just talking and talking. I said, oh, I love my friend so much. And so I asked everybody to really pray for Kym because she's taken on a lot. She's there for Julie. She's there for the kids.
Right.
She's planning David's memorial because he knew so many people. She's making phone calls. And yet every time I call her, she's available for me when I call her because I can't figure out the colors for my dressing room. When I call her because I'm frustrated or I'm scared, she walks me through everything. So Kym has been so much to everybody. It's wearing on her. She's tired. So say a prayer for Kym Whitley. And this is really difficult for her because she was so close to David. We were all close to David, but Kym was they were like blood thicker than water close.
Definitely. It's important that she gets the support because she's doing a lot of supporting too. She
needs a lot of support.
I have no idea if Kym's coming back or whatever. Can you run through some pics? Let's go full screen with Sherri. Do you want to?
Really?
Oh, there you are.
I have sat here and listened to all the accolades.
I want to tell you something because we're going to get on something a little bit more fun. Jennifer Lewis was on the show today. She was amazing. Did you watch it? Mm-hmm. Did you watch it? Jennifer Lewis is absolutely, absolutely amazing. She surprised me at the end with the song that made me cry until she said in the song, I talked to Kym. And I said, why to Kym? Surely she does not mean Kym Whitley, as I'm bawling. She said, I talked to Kym, and Kym told me you got a crush on Katt Williams and Trevor Noah. I said, in my mind as I'm bawling, I said, I'm going to kill that bitch.
I couldn't think of... I was probably making her.
Then she said, woo woo. I talked to Kym, and Kym said, you've been on sugar for 2 years. I said, where is this going? Where is this going? She said, but she said, you've been eating Hershey's Kisses. I said, I'm going to kill that bitch as soon as I get off this stage and say goodnight. Thank you for watching Sherri. I'm going to get that. Oh, I'm going to kill her.
Okay, in my defense, Chris, listen, in
Shout
my
out
defense.
to St. Louis's own Jennifer Lewis.
What did you not tell Jennifer Lewis about me?
She asked for 6 things that nobody would know about you. And
so you go, I'm going to tell you. You go, I'm going to tell the most private things.
What? How do you say no to Jennifer Lewis? I was afraid.
You just go like this. You go, oh, Jennifer, you break up. Okay, talk. And then hit click.
I want her to autograph her new book for me.
You traded an autograph for your
So
friend's trust.
You traded me for 30 shekels of silver and an autograph.
It's just going to end up under her computer desk too, Sherri.
And she gonna put it right under her table next to my book permission slips on the floor.
I saw it in real life. Wait, Sherri, let's play the game back. Sherri, I'm Jennifer Lewis. You tell me 6 things about Kym that nobody knows.
Oh, no.
You can ask me because this is what I'm telling you.
TV show. I
said one thing about Kym.
It doesn't matter. You have 1,000 more shows to go. You got next year. You got the end of this season. Let me tell you something. When Sherri Shepherd get to talking and it's an audience, she don't care what's going to be funny. She be like, ooh, let me tell y'all this. Ooh, Kym got 3 nipples. She don't care. She'll say something crazy. And I'll be sitting at home. I didn't want to
digging in your nose.
I did. You did say it. I was like, why would it be such a pretty picture of me sitting up there and then you say digging in my nose? Now, if I was looking like this, you could have said that. But you can't tell. You took me up that beautiful picture and then just took me down because I saw myself digging in my nose. Like I'm doing
Now, Kym.
You can't stand you. I love you. Oh, you get on my nerves.
I do. Oh, God.
Get on my nerves. Now, let me tell you something. Katt Williams better not call me. So I heard, I was watching your show and Jennifer Lewis was talking and singing about you. And Kym Whitley said that you have a crush on me. I think that might be indubitably true.
Indubitably true. Wait a minute.
Can't be using 92 big words.
Oh, no. I am going to the premiere of Sidney tonight. Oprah Winfrey executive produced. So soon as I see Oprah, I'm going to say, look, I love Sherri, but Sherri can't take you from me. You can't be calling Sherri and sending her flowers. You were mine first. Oh, I'm telling Oprah that tonight.
You were mine first. Kym, you're so funny. I'm only calling Sherri to give her advice on how to do a talk show. I've told her I'm just giving her advice. I'm always your friend, Kym. You know I always love you.
That was... that's what I'm gonna tell her. I'm gonna tell her. Oh, let me tell you something. So I'm gonna see it tonight, but make sure you all watch Sidney on Apple TV. It's a whole documentary of Sidney Poitier that Reginald Hudlin did with Oprah Winfrey. It is fantastic.
Maybe Oprah will do something with us. Like she called Kym. She texts me.
Sherri, I don't think you picked up the vibe in the room.
Oh, I did.
Maybe downplay the Oprah.
Oh
you
my God.
You got Kym hanging out on the talk. She's got Andre now.
Kym just doing it. Kym doing all of these. Yeah. I peeped that she overheard she throwing basketballs with Cheryl Underwood.
Here, do you want to see this video of the talk where Kym was on it?
Yeah.
It's with my dear personal friend from last week, Jerry O'Connell. I tried to throw Jerry O'Connell jumped on the show last week, tried to throw him a curveball.
Oh, that's right.
He was good. All right, here's Kym on the talk.
Jerry.
Two Funny Mamas podcast currently on YouTube, and you can also catch Kym on the Emmy-winning series The Bay. We'll be right back.
What is that?
I don't know what I was doing. What was that?
What is all of this?
What happened? Tripping.
Lost your
and
mind.
then I made a face, and then, hey, Chris, can you send me that clip? Because I want to send that to the executive producer of The Bay, because he's the only person that's gotten me an Emmy nomination on his series, and he's going to do another one. He brought me back. Big Candy is coming back to do his 100th episode. So can you send me that clip? So I gave him a shout out.
Oh, that's great.
Well, I'm going to submit that clip for you.
Chris, can you send me the clip? See what happens?
I'm going to submit that clip
I
for
sent
you
it
for
to you.
Emmy.
That fast? Oh, huh? What you say for the Emmy?
Yeah, I'm going to submit it for an Emmy nomination so you could do a Sherri Lee Ralph. So you get up there.
I already thought about what I would do, because I was like, well, how do you top Shirley Ralph? I think if I won an Emmy, I think I would go up there. First of all, I would have my Emmy, And I think I would hand it off to the girl because you'd be up there holding these heavy statues. You're not free. You got to stand up there like everybody else. I think they would give it to me. I said, no, baby, hold that for me. I got to be free. And I would just get up there and say, wow! And I say, mama, your baby girl has made it. Woo! Thank you, Jesus. Okay, hand me my, thank you.
And what would you do if they started playing music?
Oh, if they start playing the music like Jennifer Coolidge did, she just started dancing. But I think I would first, I think I would do something else like Shirley Ralph. But since I can't sing, I think I would go up and be like, life is no crystal stairs.
James Baldwin?
That's Langston Hughes, ain't it?
Is it Langston Hughes? Edie, who sings Crystal? Who does Crystal Stairs? Langston Hughes or James Baldwin?
Life for me ain't been no crystal stairs. It's got taps and boards ripped up. I think I would do a poem. I would do like a short poem, but I would fix it. And at the end, but the stairs led right here to the Academy Awards.
Well, son, I'll tell you. Oh, dang it, I thought you were
say
done.
that. Thank you to my ancestors, to the backs of the slaves that got beat down, that I could be. Oh,
really?
Langston Hughes. Well, son, I'll tell you. Life for me.
Life ain't been no crystal stairs. Yo behind ain't got enough focus to do that whole poem.
I wouldn't do the whole poem, but just enough, because then I'm going to have to say, I got to thank these people, that people. And I got so many people because I want to thank the casting directors, the ones that saw my picture, and thank you to the casting directors that ignored my pictures. And I just want to say thank you, everybody who saw me, people who loaned me money. Thank you.
Kym, do that again, but check your phone twice in the middle of that, please.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for everybody. Yes, and I appreciate all the producers and
now that's a realistic view, Sherri.
You ain't got no sense. You got no sense, and I'm ending this podcast. I got to go to bed.
I knew this was going to happen.
Life for me ain't been no crystal stairs.
Kym,
it's had tacks in it and boards torn up in the front. Because I got to top Shirley Ralph.
Yeah, you do got to top Shirley Ralph.
And then I will pull off my wig, swing it in the air, hallelujah, and throw it to you in the audience. Boom. Because I know you bring it to me backstage.
Kym, You're not leaving without telling this story. I mentioned this to you. The elevator story from 3 weeks ago, you told people you were going to tell it. You were supposed to tell an elevator story.
I got silent. I forgot all about that.
Listeners, don't forget.
Okay. I'm coming. I got to get ready for this premiere. Okay, just real quick. I was at the Sherri Shepherd show. And the sign says only 2 people on the elevator. Indeed.
We got a big budget.
But the giant security is really 5 people by themselves. Yeah, but they're huge. So they're not like regular weight people. So the security got on the elevator, me and Sherri, Amy. I don't know. Something happened to the elevator.
It jerked. We were on the 4th floor. We had to go to the 1st floor, and the elevator jerked and went into like a free fall, and then stopped, like jerked it to a stop.
Yeah, and baby,
Kym had been in an elevator accident about a decade ago that did the same thing, but from like 30 floors. And it did the same thing, but it knocked her to the floor because it went to a halt on the 1st floor from like the 30th floor, and it knocked her to the floor, then went back up and stopped again. So that's PTSD for Kym in an elevator. Like, she never talks about it because I didn't even know. And so when the elevator did that, my friend became a person I'd never seen in my life. She went into this like catatonic state. She was frozen in fear. I started crying because I've never seen Kym in shock like that. And literally she wasn't even present from the terror of the elevator. Don't even go back to that moment, girl. And
I remember I was frozen. I couldn't move. Or something happened.
You were frozen. And that's why I was like so scared because I'd never seen you weren't there. You were so in shock and Amy was like, stop. Okay, let me get her. I'm so glad Amy was there and she had your face in her hands. And, James, the security, was holding you and we managed to walk Kym out of the elevator and sit her down. She was so in shock and it was a terror that was on her face. That's what was so scary.
I mean, I'm like this. I don't remember none of this.
Yeah, it was the scariest thing I'd ever seen in my life because I was like, where's my friend at? What's going on? It was so scary, but I didn't know that she had gone through it before. Because normally you get scared, like, oh my gosh, okay, we all right. It wasn't like that for Kym. She just left her body and it was a look of terror on her face and she was catatonic. And so she finally came and she was so, she was shaking.
Yeah, I remember I was shaking.
She was shaking, and I was like, we done paid all this money to bring this girl out here. I need this. I need the skit for my show. And Kym is in a catatonic state. Like, literally, I was crying because of my friend, but the business boss face is on the building who needs this skit.
She did.
For the premiere week is like, okay, can we get a kangaroo to replace her?
She didn't tell you. She was texting furiously. She was trying to get a hold of Jack A. as soon as you.
Hilarious.
I didn't care, but that's what happened on the elevator. And Kym don't like to show weakness, so she didn't like that she went to that place, but we understood. And the one thing about my friend, she got it back together. You got it back together.
Sure did. I was like, the show got to go on. Let's go. I wiped them little tears, baby. I was like,
honey, I'd have been like David Arnold. We'd have had a kangaroo right in there next to me doing that damn skit. And with that, she's fine now, everybody.
Yes.
I got to go finish. I got some meetings.
I got a photo.
My makeup artist sitting there waiting. I got to go.
Smile, ladies. Lovely.
And we just thank you so much, everybody. We will get it together in these next few weeks. We'll get it together so we can go back to spotlighting our Black businesses. We can take comments.
Sherri, I know you're. Go after you, Kym.
I want everybody to make sure they watch the Sherri Show and spread the word. Every weekday. Don't just watch it once. Watch it. Turn your TV on. If you got to go somewhere, turn your TV on her channel and watch that show. But it's a very good show. She puts a lot of energy. I've done a show like that, so I know what it takes to do that every day, to keep a smile on your face when you was just in the back cussing somebody out. Trust me. Honey, she comes out and just does it and walks. But okay, all right.
There we go.
That's like all. Shout out to Andre last week. Filled in last minute. We talked to Kym and Jerry O'Connell briefly, and we looked at some highlights. I just wanted to give Andre some love. Everyone was very happy.
Thank you, Andre, for all your critique and advice. I appreciate it, Andre.
Did you hear that?
What? Yeah, I heard that. That's cool.
Yeah, who prompted it?
Oh, damn, I didn't want him to hear it.
Tell him who prompted it.
Oh, God. Okay, Chris. All right, y'all. We got to go. We're getting Andre sexy. We got to give him a woman.
Love you, Andre.
All right.
Love you, too.
He didn't have to say it back.
Don't hang up. Kym, don't hang up. We'll end it here. Will you pop me on the screen for 2 seconds? Can I get a picture with my friends I haven't seen in 8 years?
Oh, my God. He's going to make me late. He just wants to show me how long his hair is.
You don't care. This is my journey now. This is no longer about you.
You got to get a rubber band, Chris, and put it up in a ponytail.
There
right there. Yes, that's what's cute. but down, like a little down till it grows a little longer.
She's got okay, smile.
Ew, Andre.
Kym, smile.
How do you know? Oh, Andre said I should see your.
Oh, terrible. I don't know what's happening. Did we get a picture?
I don't know
Sorry.
either. And Andre, I don't appreciate none of your comments about my hands. I heard you.
Oh, my mom texted me about that. That was so funny. All right, hey, smile, Kym. Okay. Hey, good luck tonight. Hope you have fun.
All right, thank y'all. Can't wait to talk to Oprah.
Bye, Sherri.
Me too.
Two funny mamas. Two funny mamas. Two funny mamas.